Hey beloveds, today's conversation is around accepting your gifts, accepting yourself. A lot of people put these things in two different boxes, but today I'm going to be tapping into why they're actually one and the same thing. Alright, I'm Yvette Ratshikhopha, author, life coach, and entrepreneur. So I thought this conversation was important, and I have notes here because I didn't want to miss anything in terms of the things that I say to you. And I did an Instagram live on this very same conversation, and I figured let me create something again that you can watch over and over and over again, and maybe share with your friends who you know are struggling to accept their gifts, right? So when we speak of gifts, right, we're speaking about maybe this could be your spiritual gifts or artistic gifts, creative gifts, or even innovative gifts. So when we speak of spiritual gifts, we're speaking of maybe you've been called to be, in South Africa we call them abogogo. Right, you've been called into that space, or you have certain gifts like gifts of dreams. You have a really strong intuition about certain things. You have thoughts, or you get words for other people. So those speak into your spiritual gifts. Maybe you're a healer of sorts, right? Maybe you're an advisor of sorts. So that's the spiritual gifts. And then maybe it could be your artistic gifts. So that means things that you do with your hands and your body, right? So could be could have an acting gift, a singing gift, a writing gift, and that's where your giftings are. Or something like sports, right? Something that you do with your body. Innovation is also a gift, right? The way that you think, the solutions that you come up with, the ideas that you come up with, and you may have been rejecting these gifts as well because you may believe that you are not worthy of that space. So these are the gifts that I am talking about, and this is the reason why most people reject their gift, right? Because a lot of people reject their gifts, and I want to tap into that so that you can understand your own journey and understand how to get to the other side. So the reasons why most people reject their gifts is that they were taught that their gifts are bad, right? So you may have grown within a certain society, religion, culture, faith, family that teaches you that your gifts are wrong, that taught you that this thing is bad. So when you think of the gift, you think of something negative, right? So that means that, for example, if you're singing and then you come from an academic family, they might not accept it because maybe they think you're supposed to be a doctor, or you're supposed to be an architect, or all of that, and they've just associated that singing thing, or maybe your parents or your family had negative experience within that same career, and they advise you not to do it. So your whole life you've been told that's not okay. It could be again with the spiritual gifts. You've been taught that, oh, this is not okay, this is bad, this is not in alignment with who we are, and you have really negative attachments to those gifts, or negative thoughts that come up with those gifts. So whether it's a spiritual or artistic gift, you may have some sort of, or heard some sort of story or some sort of negative attachment with the gifts, and you have an idea that these gifts are bad. The second reason why most people reject their gifts is that they're worried about what other people will think, right? So for example, people will think that, oh, if you're a musician, you will make enough money, or now if I go into this career, people are going to think this about me. So you may be worried about what people think in relation to the actual gift in itself. You may not think that it's maybe society again taught you that this gift is not glorified. This is not something that you can do. And you're really just more worried about what other people think than what you think about the gift, right? So okay, the third reason why most people reject their gifts is that they don't feel that they're capable, right? So when you don't think that you're capable of having a certain gift, you think that, oh, why have I been chosen for this, right? Why wasn't someone else chosen for this? You just think that, okay, I'm not capable, I'm not worthy of this gift. Why was I chosen for this particular gift? So you really doubt your capability in terms of that gift. Even though you have a beautiful singing voice, even though you write really well, even though you are really good at healing and have helped people in your journey, you just still think that you're not capable because of your own beliefs about yourself, right? They think that they have to be perfect. This is number 4. They think that they have to be perfect in order to step into it, right? So a lot of people think that, oh, I have to be the perfect writer to step into this writing gift. I have to be the perfect singer to step into the singing gift. I have to be perfect, right, with healing. I know a lot of people have a lot of worry about that, to say, am I really equipped to do this thing? Do I know everything that I need to know? Because I'm going to be working with people. And All right, so I just tapped into number 4, which is that you think you have to be perfect in order to step into the gift, which is really just using fear in order so that you don't step into the gift, because you're saying, oh, I have to be perfect in this, I have to know everything about it, I have to do this, I have to do that, and that keeps you from actually stepping into the gift, which is almost like a crutch that you fall into. I don't know enough, I haven't done enough, I don't have enough experience in this gift, etc., etc., etc. And the other reason, number 5, right, which I think is the most important reason that keeps people from rejecting their gifts, right? Number 5 is that you have not accepted yourself. Right, so that means that you can't accept your gift because you project your own feelings about yourself onto the gift that you have. So whether this is a spiritual or this is an artistic gift, a gift of writing, singing, or a sports gift, whatever it is, right? Because you haven't accepted you project that onto the gift, and you project the gift as negative because you see yourself as negative. So before you even try to accept your gift, or before you even try to get some sort of validation about your gift, you have to start by accepting yourself, right? Because what you feel about yourself is what you project onto the gift, right? So I'm just looking at my notes here. That if you haven't accepted yourself, you deny the gift, right? So a denial of the gift is a denial of self and who you are. So you spend the rest of your life trying to fit into a different mold, trying to not be this person with this gift, right? And that really just creates a lot of misalignment in your journey. So the one thing that you really have to do before you even step into the gift is to accept yourself. And by accepting yourself, you accept the gift, because now that you believe that you are good, you are worthy, you're valuable, your gift becomes worthy and valuable. And therefore you validate your gift by validating yourself, right? So I'm going to say that again, right? When you accept yourself, right, then you accept the gifts that you have. And by validating yourself, you validate the gifts that you have. But when you do not accept yourself, right, you invalidate your gifts because you think that, because you don't think you're worthy, right, you think your gifts are not worthy. All right. And the truth is that we are all a single expression of the divine, right? And what that means really is that you are an expression of the divine, and through the gifts that you have, right, that gift allows you to express God, creation, the universe, however you want to put it, right? Whatever it is for you, you are an expression of that divinity, right? And when you deny the gifts, you're denying that expression of self. You're denying that that expression of that divinity, right? Because nobody else is going to step into the gift. And even other people that do have the same gift, right, will not carry it or implement it the same way that you're going to do it. So express yourself, express your gift, and you express the divinity or the divine or God in that process as well. Right, so why accept the gift? 1 is that you get to express who you are, just like I said. 2 is that it's painful to live out of alignment, right, with who you are. So there's a different type of peace that comes with living and expressing who you are. It doesn't mean that things will go without challenges, but you will have accepted yourself, and you will have the joy of alignment. And I really like that, the joy of alignment, meaning that when you allow yourself to be yourself and express your gift, right, you live in alignment with who you are. There's a discomfort that comes with not accepting yourself. There's this feeling of just something just doesn't feel right, and you know it's because you haven't accepted yourself. You know it's because you're not being true to yourself, right? So there's a joy that comes with being aligned with who you are and expressing yourself to the fullness of that, right? All right. And why else should you accept your gift? Is because you make your journey about you and not others, right? So when you accept your gift, you stop basing your journey on what others will approve and rather on what you approve, right? So it stops being about other people, but rather more about you, and which is important because you matter, your gifts matter. And the last thing that I want to tap into is that this is the third part of the series of accepting your gifts and accepting yourself, right? So the last thing that I want to say about that is that how do you express your gift? So now that, fine, you know your gift, you know that your gift is valid, you know that you've accepted yourself, right? You've accepted that your gift is an expression of who you are. It's an extension of the divine, right? Whatever you call that divine, God, the universe, you are an extension of that. And in expressing your gift, you're expressing that divinity of yourself, right? And you're just allowing yourself to be yourself, and you're living more in alignment, and you get to experience the joy of living in alignment. So now that you have all these things, right, that will help you accept the gift, how do you then go and express your gift, right? That means step 1 is that you have to accept it, right? Accept the gift, and once you accept it, accept that the gift is good. Accept that the divine will not put you into it unless you've been equipped for it, right? Accept that, think about, what if you express it? So this is what people think about, right? Which actually keeps them from expressing their gift. They think about, okay, what if I express the gift and it goes wrong? What if I mess up? What if things don't work out? All this. But the thing is, you have to focus on what if things do work out? What if you express your gift and you help people? What if you express your gift and you feel good about it? What if you express your gift and nothing bad happens at all? Or even if it does, you accept yourself so much because you've expressed the gift that matters more than seeking approval, or that people see the gift or people find value in it, right? So what if you express the gift and people actually received it well? So that's I think this is one of the most important points in this, how to express your gift, is that you really just have to think about the best case scenario where that could happen. If you express your gift, you might just feel good, and that's also just good enough, that you feel good about your gift because you did something that makes you feel good, that makes you happy. All right. And how to express your gift, again, is that don't attach your gift to your worth. All right. Don't base the worth of your gift based on how someone else receives it, right? And I'm going to say that again. Don't base the worth of your gift based on how someone else receives it, right? So that means that a lot of people, maybe you're a singer and you go out there, you make music, and some people don't like it. Or maybe you're now a healer and people maybe don't receive that gift well. Maybe you do what I do. In terms of coaching, people don't receive that well. People are always going to have their opinions, and it really is about you and what you think about that gift, right? So don't base your worth. Don't take that and make it about you and say, oh, that means I'm not good enough because people don't accept your gift. Your gift is good enough because you are good enough. And don't base whatever the outcome is as you express your gift, right? Don't base the outcome of that process, and don't attach your worth to that process as well. All right. All right, so the next part of this is that, okay, so also, how do you express your gift? Start practicing, right? Start practicing your gift. Start writing every single day if you're a writer. Start singing a bit more if you're a singer. Start writing music. Start helping people in terms of that. I mean, when I say your gift could be coaching, you could be a financial coach. That could be your gift. I said your gift could be innovation. Start doing those things. If your gift is innovation and coming up with ideas, start coming up with ideas and maybe acting on some of them, or helping other people using those innovative gifts, right? So start doing that. All right, and then do research on your gift so that you can feel more confident about it. I know something that I do as an NLP practitioner and as a life coach and author. I do so much research that I feel really good about stepping into this space, and I keep learning. So even though I have certain coaching strategies, there's always room for improvement. There's always room to add to that, so I can constantly feel confident and up to date with certain healing methods, certain strategies, certain ways of doing things. So do research on your gift, and maybe find some people that are using their gifts, the similar gifts that you have, and just kind of like model them. So modeling people just means that observing how someone else is kind of stepping into their gift and maybe trying some of those things out, but still being authentically you, which is quite important. So you're just going to learn and observe. You're not going to necessarily try to be them, because the reason you're made as you is so that you can show up in this lifetime as you and not as somebody else. All right. And then trust your make, right? So if you do not trust in yourself, trust at least in the thing or the divinity that made you, right? Some call that God, some call it the universe. We have many names for that, but trust that whatever it is for you, right? Trust that part of you that made you, that gave you this gift, right? So yeah, in moments where you doubt yourself, believe in the process that made you, believe in God, believe in it, believe in the universe, right? And that process, I always say I hold the divine accountable to my journey, because the divine is the one that placed me here on this earth, right, for a certain purpose. So it really isn't about me to stress about, right? Because I'm here, all I need to do is show up. The rest is up to the divine. So show up as you, and the divine will honor you. I think I always say that God holds itself accountable to doing to the things to the promises that God has given to us, right, or made for us, right? So trust in that make, trust in that thing, whatever that thing is for you, right? Trust in your guides, trust in it, right? And step into your gift, and you will see how certain things will change. And don't wait for somebody else to validate your gift, right? Validate it and know that that is enough, right? So you validate yourself, and then you step into the gift. You don't step into the gift and hope for validation, right? Don't do the other way around, right? I'm going to say that again. Validate yourself, and then that validates your gift, right? It's not the gift that's going to validate you, right? It's the fact that you are enough, you are divine, right? You're made in the image of all the divinity that exists. And that is what is just makes you good enough to step into the gift. And that's then knowing that, right? You step into your gift and not attach your worth to the gift or how that journey turns out, all right? So that's pretty much it for today's video. I'm Yvette Ratshikhopha, author, life coach, and entrepreneur. Thank you for watching this video. Remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And until next time, trust the process and trust your journey.